We will be talking about horse slaughter, and for this presentation specifically, we will be focusing on the reasons for horse slaughter. This is Section 10, Group 3 of Animal and Society. We are Alicia Velez, Saul Fraga, Katie Santos, Haley Jones, and Yvette Perez. This presentation is due December 4th, 2024. History and background. As far as history goes, humans have been killing horses for over 30,000 years, possibly longer, as seen in Francis Treuvet painting, one of the first cave paintings. Horse meat was used as protein source during food shortages in World War I and World War II. Horse slaughter is the killing of horses for human consumption. Horse meat is known to contain high levels of unsaturated fatty acids such as linolenic and monosaturated fatty acids, indicating that consumption of horse meat may be more healthy than other beef. Looking at data from 2012 to 2016, an average of 137,000 horses were trucked over our borders each year to slaughter facilities in Mexico and Canada. Horse slaughter is a quick and easy way for the horses to die without feeling much pain. It is done in one sitting. There are a lot of horses, and most of those horses are past their prime time, which makes a lot of horses that a lot of people can't take care of or afford to feed them all. It is recognized that horse slaughter started in the early 1970s during the Watergate scandal and women's rights. Domestic slaughter provides a humane, economically viable option to dispose of unwanted, dangerous horses, or even those that no longer serve their purpose.
Ethical aspects. Slaughtering horses helps prevent the spreading of diseases which could come from mistreated or neglected horse population. It provides a controlled and considerate method of putting horses to sleep whenever they are sick, wounded, or suffering age-related issues, preventing horses from experiencing unnecessary suffering. Managing the excessive numbers of horses, horse slaughter can prevent situations in which excessive numbers of unwanted horses result in the neglect or abandonment of animals. For owners who can no longer afford to care for their horses, horse slaughter may serve as an alternative form of income, allowing them to avoid difficult situations such as neglect or abandonment. Horse slaughter is a long-standing tradition that acknowledges the animals and its significance in the community in many cultures. It is a reflection of previous movements and traditions.
Cultural and sociological importance. By supporting jobs in agriculture, slaughtering, and transportation of food, horse slaughter improves local economies and maintains sources of income in the area. Domestic horse slaughter facilities offer an opportunity to strengthen local economies through the creation of jobs in distribution, processing, and agriculture. In communities that are dependent on the horse industry, these facilities support economic stability by providing rural populations with ways of getting by. Horse population is a serious issue that leads to an increase in cases of horse abandonment, abuse, and neglect. Horse slaughter reduces the burden on animal shelters and rescue organizations by providing an essential outlet for the humane handling of unwanted horses. Horse owners as well as society at large are encouraged to take ownership of the lives of these animals through recognizing the slaughter of horses. It emphasizes the ethical concerns surrounding animal ownership, including how important it is that there are compassionate end-of-life options when called for.
Events. Due to the outlaw of horse slaughter in the United States, there's been an exceeding number of feral horses roaming around. So much so, it's become a problem to the environments that they inhabit. The U.S. Bureau of Land Management can only sustain 26,785 feral horses in burros. This number isn't even enough to cover the horse population of Nevada, with there being 33,338 horses. The estimated population of 73,520 horses in burros far exceeds the appropriate management levels by 174.5%. Horse slaughter can work to address overpopulation of unwanted horses. Ever since the ban of horse slaughter, the U.S. has been gradually sending horses to neighboring countries that allow slaughter. From January to June of 2024, there have been 1,236 live horses imported from the U.S., Canada for slaughter compared to 1,099 in 2023. Exporting horses for slaughter provides a way that owners, businesses, and breeders can get rid of unwanted, elderly, or unmanageable horses when euthanasia is costly.
Horse slaughter is the best option, if not the only option for horses, as it does end all sorts of misery, for instance, abuse or improper training. Another reason could be old age, illnesses, injuries, or even behavioral issues play a huge part into why it is best to end their suffering in this manner. There are not many ways to dispose of a horse's body. They are humongous, so it is very difficult, which is the reason why many horse owners can only think of this option, since horse meat is also not consumable in most states. Fun fact, it takes roughly about 6 human urns for the cremation of one horse. Horse slaughter is also known to be the most effective way to manage the population of unwanted, neglected, or abandoned horses. Many horses are hard to maintain and are very difficult to manage, leaving the owners to have no other choice. Horse slaughter also does help decrease the spread of
Wild
certain
horse
diseases.
and burro annual population. As it is seen in the graph, we can see as to how the wild horse population along with the burro population has been increasing since 2019 at 88,090, and the highest would be at 95,114 in 2020. Between 2022 and 2023, we can see that there is a slight increase and decrease, but are around the same quantity. At last, we have come to see the estimated wild horses and burros population this year, 2024. As obvious as it is, we can see that the population of this year is the lowest at 73,520 out of the years 2019 to 2024. However, at the bottom between 20,000 and 30,000, we can see that there is an appropriate management level of 26,785, which means that we are way above our management levels with horses and burros. This increases the chances of abuse, neglection, and abandonment of horses and burros, with too many of them for a caretaker to manage them. This is one of the many reasons as to why horse slaughter should be allowed back in the United States. With too many horses and burros to take care of, in the end, the ones who will suffer is the caretaker along with the horses and burros. To go on, as you can see, there is a 2021 to 2023, we can see in those 3 years specifically, there has been a decrease and increase between them. However, they are still in the 80s, so it shouldn't be, it's still high. However, I'm pretty sure we can lower it as I've seen in 2022, it did go down. And especially in this year, 2024, it did go down even more. So I hope in next year, in 2025, the decreasement will continue to happen. And we can see how horse slaughter will be a great thing so that humans can go and leave their horses there for them to not have the horses suffer anymore and go through so much pain, as we have seen that many horses do go through so much pain just because the caretaker doesn't have the time or money to manage all of the amount of horses and burros. So I hope that horse slaughter would be an option back in the United States sometime, hopefully soon. Even though it does sound bad, I'm pretty sure that horse slaughter will be a thing where humans can just naturally do.
Knowledge of material. After the ban of horse slaughter in 2007, there were a lot more cases where horses were abandoned and neglected compared to before. Some horses would end up in facilities temporarily where they are already struggling to manage all the horses there. Since horse slaughterhouses are now banned, the owner have no choice but to abandon their horses since they don't have a place to leave them. Slaughterhouses actually guarantee the safety of meat from the perspective of animal pathology and diseases. The more that we reject the idea of horse slaughter, the more the horses will suffer. Without horse slaughterhouses, the population of horses will increase as time goes by, which will eventually become a bigger problem. During the slaughter yourself is very costly and complicated because if you use a chemical to make it easier, it might affect the environment or other animals.
But humans benefit from horse slaughter products. Products that we all probably use that we probably weren't aware of, made from horses, like for example, one product that we use for school, which is glue. It is using collagen from horse bones and hooves. Glue is something that is used commonly, and we should be careful since we use horses to make glue. Another product that we use is paintbrushes. Paintbrushes are commonly made from horsehair, which makes them high quality and long lasting, as well as some carpets that make the carpet more long lasting. Another thing for horsehair is that it can also be used to make clothing along with leather. Like how I said, like a third product that we use is leather. Leather is made of horsehide, which is very durable and flexible. We use the horsehide to make leather and make high quality gloves, bags, and belts. Just as I said before, horsehair is used in both the production of leather, and like obviously it contributes to clothing, gloves, bags, belts, etc. And another thing that really caught my eye was the manure, which is like the horse manure. Like the horse's manure is really used as a fertilizer for gardening, which is something that I did not know about. I thought horses were just like the horsehair is something that I knew about. However, I did not know that it was also used to make gardening products, or to be used in gardening to plant and make plants grow and have, so us, the agriculture of humans can increase. There's also something else that really caught my eye was the hooves, the horse hooves. It's used. It has powder in it. I did not realize it had powder in it. That they have powder in it or on it after you I guess shape it. That powder specifically can be used to make beauty products, and just how a lot of beauty products now these days are really advanced and it's very something that a lot of people use these days. It's not as common as before, where people would just leave their faces be and go out like that. Now these days, beauty products and health products are really, really huge. And I did not know it was used to make like cosmetics. And I'm pretty sure it can also be used to make medicine. Like some powder, a lot of medicine, although some medicine can be powder, some of it it can be drugs. However, that powder can also be made into medicine. And an obvious thing that a lot of people know about, and I'm pretty sure it's like something that is common, is milk. The milk that is produced from horses is actually not as big as cow milk or goat milk. However, that type of milk is still something that is very huge and still very advancing. However, I'm pretty sure back in the days they used to drink from that milk, just how we see in movies, or geographic TV shows and stuff like that. You can see the little baby horse drink from its mother's milk, which is something that obviously it's just like, it's like how every other animal does it. However, that milk can also be drank by humans.
Depth and completeness of material.
Farmers prioritize animal welfare. They provide spacious, comfortable living conditions and ensure humane treatment throughout the animal's life. This ethical approach not only improves meat quality, but also helps address concerns from animal welfare advocates. Many farms implement strict protocols for handling and transportation to minimize stress on the animals.
We can see as to how the horses are provided a safe and comfortable living conditions, which allows them to relax. This can not only help the horse, but it can improve the meat quality. With the better meat quality we have, the higher the sale price. Horse slaughter allows for trading meat quality for money. There are also really safe protocols that allows for the horses to be transferred safely and stress-free. Horse meat is something that a lot of people think might not be safe. However, with good proper care of horses, the meat quality should be good. Due to the horse meat, horse slaughter isn't seen as bad and can be seen as beneficial action. This does not benefit the horses, but humans as well, since it will help make us profit, while also keeping horse populations down.
Informed opinion. Based on the research that we have done about horse slaughter, we have come to the primary reasons as to why horses are slaughtered due to the owners no longer being able to afford to take care of horses that are not useful anymore, and the population is huge, etc. Additionally, horse slaughterhouses can help prevent the population control of horses, a sustainable way to get rid of diseases, a human way to get rid of abused or neglected horses. To add to this, horse slaughtering can also be used to humans, as it would give jobs, would make money, and make sure that meat is safe to eat. Horse slaughterhouses can help with getting rid of the horses that cause trouble to their owners or cause danger to humans, animals, and agriculture. We can see on horse slaughterhouses can be beneficial to people who don't want to see their horses in pain anymore, and they just want to end their companion suffering. In certain countries, slaughterhouses are a source of income to get by, and it may come as a job that requires to take care of horses, as they are there for their beginning and their end. As we can see previously, slaughterhouses can help prevent the neglect and abandonment of horses that can happen constantly with the overpopulation of horses. For these very same reasons, we think horse slaughterhouses should be granted the right to be revalued and put back into action in the United States.
Works cited. Here are all the articles we used to gather up the information we presented on our presentation.